it just, you know what I mean? Sometimes it means you don't work all the time. So I just want to make sure everybody's really clear on the 90-day game plan. I want to make sure everybody's very clear, like you all know what you're doing. No one's got any questions. Jess, do you understand the grid now? And if you don't understand the grid, please say.
We haven't gone through it yet, but I'm going to go through it tonight.
Right, cool. Well, don't worry. I will just go over it quickly. Katie and Nadia, can you just type, do you understand the grid? Bex, can you text Rachel, let her know we're on? And Lucy too. I can't, my phone's on 10% battery and I don't have my portable charger, so I can't do this call for very long, which is why I've started straight and I'm not waiting for anybody. And I want us to just all, when we do these calls, let's just really respect the time that we have together. So okay, great, you understand the grid. So does, Katie, can you let me know if you understand it? If you can't type yet, that's fine. So the grid is basically just a way to track who you're talking to. So for example, yesterday I invited 8 people to be in the group. So when you've invited, remember I showed you that list I did on my Evernote folder once. Hi, Rachel. Basically, every time that you say to someone, you know, I have a group that I'd like to add you to, can I add you to it? Every time you say that to someone, you write that name in the grid. That's how I'm doing it. Okay, Katie, great. This is how you can understand. It's basically every single person that you speak to that showed an interest in the business, you put them on the grid. So if you've said to someone, hey, I have a group that I'd love to add you to, would you like me to add you to it? And they say yes, then that's the first inkling you have that you can put that person on your grid, because you've given them that first exposure of what our business might be and what we do. So every time you add someone to the group, you put them on your grid. Does that make sense? It's very simple. You don't need to complicate it more than that. Every time you add someone to the group, you put them on. And if it's just, just new people, brand new people. So, but if you're doing the grid for the first time and you haven't ever made, so Rebecca, I say this to you because she's, funnily enough, she's never made a list of all the people that she's spoken to, which kills me, but it's okay. So for Rebecca, for now, you could do what I was doing in December, which is where if someone like this girl called Pippin messaged me and I had been talking to her for a month already, let's say it's the 5th of December, but you know, I'm implementing grids for the first time. Even though I have written her name on my list on my phone, the grid is a physical thing that you're writing on. It needs to be physical. If you're a digital person, cool. Well, yeah, Rach, you want to be building your grid daily. You should have a grid printed out really for 90 days, for the next 90 days in the grid. And if you're not adding people to that grid every day, then are you really doing your business every day? That is kind of like the bottom line. And you really want to be looking at that thinking, I'm not going to go to bed until I have 2 names on my grid. You know, you need to pick a set limit. In the 90-day game plan, they say 3 people. And I think if you're really serious about this business, if you're not serious about this business, the truth is you wouldn't be doing this group. Bottom line. Can you extend it? What do you mean? Can you make the square bigger? Well, Rachel, I wrote 8 people yesterday on my grid. Today I might write another 6. So there's no limit. You can write as many as you want, but there should be a minimum amount of people that you aim to have in that grid every single day, which means you've added a minimum of people, like 3 people to the groups every single day. It doesn't matter if it's product or business. You do want to focus a bit more on business, in my opinion, just because you never know what this could do for someone. And when they join the business, they get the products anyway, bottom line. Yeah, the grid is something if you're a digital person, in this matter, I do not care. If you're serious about this business, you will print out a grid or you will hand draw it. There's no excuse. I don't have a printer, and I drew mine out on a big A1 piece of paper that I specially went to buy for the vision boards, and I had one left over, so I used that. But you can get A1 paper from anywhere, any stationery shop, Paper Chase. You can order it online. I'll send you one in the post. So that's the grid basically. That's kind of it. Eric Horace says he was taught age 18 to my Yes, perfect, Rach. Exactly. Everybody that you meet, you want to be making a note of it. 100%. Like every time I meet somebody, like out and about, I screenshot it on my phone. So I have a folder full of screenshots from people I've met over my time, because like some days if I go on a photo shoot and I meet 8 people, I want to make sure I remember those 8 people, like number one, so that when the pictures come out I can tag them, but number two, because you never know how you can help that person in the future, and also how they can help you. And obviously now I'm starting a business that helps models. For me, that's really beneficial if I'm thinking about from all the people I've met at photo shoots. Does that make sense? So your grid is basically just something that you should be living, swearing, breathing by. If your grid is empty at the end of the day, then maybe you didn't really work hard today on your business like you should have. You might have been putting on posts on Facebook, and you might have been making pretty pictures. Bottom line is that doesn't pay you. You need to be adding 3 new people every single day to your grid, because if you're not adding 3 new people to your grid, you're not talking to people, which means that you're not really working towards getting paid. So the one thing I want to say with the 90-day game plan, don't expect stuff to change overnight. Don't expect it to change in 30 days. Don't expect it to change in 60 days. It could take 75 days before you see a move in your business. It could take 75 days, okay? It could take 89 days for things to pop. But you have to stay consistent. You have to stay consistent. The momentum that you build starts today. You should be working and working and working and working and working and working the whole 90 days. Every single person, John Holowati says his first 90-day game plan did not pop off until day 68. He'd already done 2 months and 8 days. Day 68, his whole business started to change. Then he got promoted, blah, 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 right? So you have to stay consistent. Don't get down 4 weeks down the line and go, oh my God, this is so dull. I haven't signed up anybody. I haven't got any customers. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, the truth is, you just have to stay consistent every single day. Do the things every day. And if you haven't got a strong DMO, I sent you my DMO in the group. It's really simple to do. I'm trying to do it as early as possible, so that I'm not doing it late at night anymore. I got home at like 1:10 last night, and it was really nice because I didn't have like all my work to do, because I'd actually spent time working on the day in it. So like I did a good coffee session yesterday where I sat and I worked really hard yesterday because I knew I could. I knew I had the time. Today, I didn't have so much time because I had a photo shoot, and then I was at the gym. And then I met up with Amber from Texas, who's here with me. And I'm out with her and Edit and Aiden. And she's only here till Thursday. And I want to make sure she has a good time in London. So I'm not going to be able to sit and do coffee stuff like that until Thursday. And then Thursday and Friday, I'm working 12 till 12 on Thursday, 12 till 12 on Friday. But I'm going to get about an hour and a half break. And I have time in the morning, right? So if instead of being a lazy bitch and lying in bed, I'm going to get up in the morning and I'm going to reply to messages. And then I'm going to do it on my lunch break. I'm going to do it between the day. I'm going to go to the toilet loads. And I'm going to do it when I go home at night as well. So there's no excuse. There's no excuse. I don't want anyone excuses. Just bin them. Get rid of them. Every excuse you think you might have, you've got to write that down right now. And then tonight you bin it. That's it. Goodbye. See you later. Like, get rid of those excuses. They will never pay you. They haven't paid you so far. That's the reason why you're doing an 80-day game plan, because you want to change your life and you want to change your business. That's why you're doing this. Because if you really were kicking it, me too, if you really were kicking it the way you really wanted to, maybe if you had still momentum, you'd be like, oh, I really want to do that. But I know for a fact, the reason most of you are doing this is because you need shit to change. Me too, right? You need shit to change. Things have got to change, and things will not change if you don't change. Bottom line. So we're going to do these calls as often as we can. I'd like to do them as often as we can. I know they've worked really well for you guys in the past, where I get on here and I, share what it is that I'm doing right now. I really understand that when I share my busy lifestyle, you all kind of realize, oh, fuck, well, actually, if she can do this, I can too. And I want you to all realize that there's just no excuse for not having any time, because if you really wanted to do this, you would find the time to do it, like, bottom line. And if you don't, that's totally cool as well. This is your decision. It's your life. It's your business. I'm never going to tell you what to do, but please do it for you. Don't do it for me. Do it for you. If you want me to be that person that kicks you in the ass every day and reminds you why you're doing this, I will, but I shouldn't have to be, right? I didn't make you sign up to this 90-day game plan. I said, who wants to do this? I might have tagged a couple of people that I thought, why haven't they seen this post? Because I thought that they would be someone interested in this. But I'd like to have everyone in it, in truth, but I didn't add everyone to it because it's not my decision. I'm not your boss. I'm not your older sister. I am your mentor, and I am close friends with so many of you, which is such a blessing. And I am someone here that's to remind you that how capable you are, but you signed up to this, not me. You signed up to this. So when you're feeling shitty and when you need someone to remind you and kick the ass, you can ring me any time of day. Doesn't matter when, doesn't matter what time, you can ring me. I'm on my phone all the time if I'm not at work. If I'm at work, I'm still on it, but it's just in my pocket, right? So unless I'm busy, I will answer the phone. That's how I work with my phone. So if you need me, you're having a shit day, remember you're a human being, okay? Don't expect to feel amazing all the fucking time. I woke up this morning and I was like, shit, I didn't want to get out of bed. I had somewhere to be and I didn't want to. Yes, in the 90-day game plan. If you go to the media section on the chat, you should find it. I can send it to Jessica after. But you know, it's really something that I did a 90-day game plan, not for the whole time. I did it for 45 days and I went to SC in 45 days. So the truth is, does this work? Yes, because you work. That's how it works. You put the work in, you will see the results. I stopped doing it because my friend died. And what happened? I let life get in the way. That's the truth, bottom line. Might sound a bit harsh, but it's the fucking truth, right? Who knows? If I carried on my 90-day game plan, I could be NMD right now, you know? But you've got to believe that you're in the right place at the right time. This is the right place at the right time. 2018 feels like a very big year for me. I'm absolutely petrified because I'm quite bewildered by what might happen. But I'm also very excited, and I would really, 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 you know, I really can see for so many of you, this could be the same for you. You could be feeling, anyone feeling nervous about this year, I'm scared shitless. I'm so nervous. I'm like, oh my God, what if I change my life this year? Like, I've already changed my life a lot every single year. But I'm like, shit, I might change my fucking life this year. And I'm so excited, but I'm cacking my pants too, right? And that's a good thing. To be scared of business, my business partner taught me in my new business, he taught me that it's really good to be scared of business because it means you give a shit. So if you're scared and you're thinking, why am I so scared about this? It's because you give a shit. That's why, bottom line. So don't be ashamed of the fact that you're scared. Be really proud of that because it means you really care. How many people are scared to go to work every day? Not many. And that's we are scared to achieve this because we know what this could be for us and how many lives that you can impact with this too. So what I'd really like to do within the next couple of days with everybody, I'd really like us to, have you seen in the new 90-day game plan document that they have on the group? If you don't have that, we can screenshot and send it. I did tag you all in the post, it's on the pinned post, an attached document. I'd really like you to all fill out what exactly the goals section, when it says, you know, what do you want this 90-day game plan to be for you? I'd really like you to fill out that goals section, and I'd really like us to all have that done by tomorrow, whether that be Wednesday or Thursday, depending where you are in America, Australia, whatever. I'd really like us to have it done by tomorrow because I just think that would be a really cool thing for us to anchor together, and I'd really like us to go around and share in a few days. I don't know when I can, maybe Saturday I'll next do this call. Again, I obviously have to try and pick a time that's really suitable for every time zone, so I will try and make that happen. And if this group isn't for you, I'm saying this because we're going to obviously post this recording. If this group isn't for you, that is totally okay. But don't feel like you have to stay in and that you're obliged. I'm not going to kick anyone out, and I'm not going to set any tasks because this is not my business. This is your business. This is your responsibility, and this is your life and your opportunity, not mine. Am I going to be there to kick you up the ass and remind you why you said yes? Oh, damn sure, girlfriends, every single day. Am I going to remind you why you're doing this? Yes, which is why we're all going to share our goals. And am I going to be there every day? Am I going to quit? Definitely not. Katie got me this amazing bracelet, which I love, Katie. Thank you so much. I've worn it every day since I got it. It has a little star in it, and it was in like a mentor's packet. And I don't wear any jewelry, but it's the only jewelry I'm wearing. It's like she knew exactly that I would wear something quite simple and cute. And every time I look at it, I think of all of you. Because if it wasn't for the business, I would have never met Katie. If it wasn't for the business, I would never met Rebecca. Any of you on this call, but I mean, I say that because Rebecca's Katie's upline, right? So I look at it and I'm reminded every day. I'm like, the girls. And that's what gets me, no matter what. So you have to find something in you that's really going to make you want to, continue. when stuff is hard, and don't expect it to be hunky-dory every day, because remember, this is life. But I'd really like to know what questions you all have. If everybody gets the 90-day game plan, it's basically a strong DMO, and you work hard and you work it around your life, and you actually pay full attention and consistency and commitment to this. That's what it is. It's very simple. That's what it is. Full attention, full drive for 90 days, no breaks, 90 days, you do that. Also, I really want to encourage that we all do live events every week in our area, whether that be with 3 people or 10 people or 50 people, I don't care, but you need to get into the practice of being able to be in an environment where you are building a community. Don't think about the fact that you're going to present the products, present the business. Forget that and fuck that, please. I would much rather you say, Rebecca, for example, I'd much rather you say, you could take, I'm going to take this, but you know, that's me. You'd be like, Pussy Lovers Club. Do you know what I mean? You could really just have fun. You could be like, girls that love pussies. No, I'm kidding. Oh my God, I'm so terrible. Edit would crack at me right now. But you could, right? You could just, I just want you to have an event that's community-based. Katie, I know you're not necessarily in an area that you can do that maybe so much. So maybe let's try and plug you in with more of an online thing. But you need to be or willing to do stuff that's really uncomfortable. And that might be scary as fuck for some of you. And if it is, good. If it doesn't scare you, why are you doing it? Like, truthfully, if it doesn't scare you, why are you doing it? You know what scares me? Following up for 2 hours a day. That scares me. Why? Because I know how many people I can help. That really scares me. That's why it's on my DMO. So that I can do that twice a day. 2 hours a day. And that's it. And that really scares me, but I know it's going to pay. I know it's going to give me the results. And I know it's going to give me the right action. Do you know what I mean? So I have 4% battery. And I just really want to make sure that everybody has all the questions answered. Everybody understands everything. Everybody is clear. If you're not, please say now. And I'd like to do one-to-one calls with everybody by next week too. I just need to figure out when I can do that. Maybe Saturday, Sunday, that will be something I can focus on. I'd just like to do like 20-minute, 15-minute one-to-one calls with everyone. If it's easier to do it with Rebecca and Jess at the same time, in the same place, we can do that. That's fine. But I'd like to say to you all, we can do that if you want to. You don't have to, but we can. So does everybody understand? Anyone questions? Everybody's good? You all get the plan? You all get how it works? If you get confused at one point, if you're overwhelmed, I did ask Jeff. I screenshotted to you. He has read it and he hasn't replied, so we'll see. But in truth, it doesn't matter if they don't have recruiting calls for us. Hopefully they will record them so we can send them out to people and use that as a resource. What I would like to do one night is have, on the Gen Y call on a Wednesday, I'd like to have a really slick recording with as many of you as possible on that call, so we can use that as a resource for all of you to send out to people. I think it's really important to send people a video with you on it. I'd like to organise as a time to have a set webinar like the one we've been sending out, the hour webinar, which is so solid, it's awesome. But in order to do that, that's going to take a lot of prep, really. Not a lot of prep, but it's, maybe we'll do that next week. In fact, let's stop pulling excuses. And maybe we'll do that next week. Hi, Lucy. We're about to, my phone's going to cut off, I'm only on 3%. So hopefully the girls can catch you up. But let me read this. What about every Friday? No, Rachel. The training calls are the only calls I would make an effort to be on in terms of the 90-day game plan. Because the prospect calls, yes, they will fire you up, but they don't pay you. Do you know? Neither does the training call, really. But I would be on the training call. Obviously, tonight it's at 2 a.m. I don't expect you guys to stay up. I know some of you have jobs to be up in the morning. I probably will stay up and do it because, as your leader, I want to be there and take notes for you all. But don't suffer in your sleep, because that will affect your next day, which will affect your effort into your plan, do you know, into your 90-day game plan, you know what I mean? So you have to kind of weigh it up sometimes. But I will take notes of every training call that there is, and yeah, I will keep an eye out for it, but also it will be posted in that group, the 90 Day Game Plan group. So if we'll just keep an eye on that group, it should be fine. We should all be very clear with everything a lot of the time. And yeah, and in terms of the prospect calls, I wouldn't worry too much about being on them. But if you have American prospects and Australian prospects, they are perfect to invite those to. UK ones, you can invite them to Gen Y. And if we have a recording, you can send that over. So don't worry too much. Like, we can still build internationally with that call. And when we get it recorded, it'll be fine. And we'll see what Jeff says about doing a call with the UK time zone. And if not, don't worry about it. We'll have recording. It's fine. We have a way around it. Okay, I have 2% battery. Any more questions? I'm really excited to do this with you all. I'm so honoured that there's so many of us doing it. It's really exciting for me because I've never really done it with a team before. So this is really exciting for me. Let's just all really hold each other really accountable and just remind each other why we're all doing this, and, you know, keep each other posted and egg each other on, you know, and share. How many people did you send? How many people did you add to your grid today? How many people did you, you know, like that kind of thing? How many people did you follow up with? If you're not sending out that message that says, hi guys, hope you're well, hope you had a great Christmas and New Year. I'm looking for 8 people. That one I sent in the group. Don't know what I'm on about, you can text me and I'll send it you. That works so freaking well for me. I'm going to send a load of those before I go to bed tonight too. Just follow up with people on your post. They've paid an interest, so you deserve to owe it to them, you know. You owe it to them to say, hey, want to check out what I'm doing? That works really well. That's my number one tip that I would totally go away with if I was you guys, and go and do that. But yeah, let's all just stay really consistent. Consistency is the number one thing you should be focusing on. And commitment, really commit to this. Really, really, really commit to it. Because, like, you want to be sat in the same position in a year's time. You have to ask yourself that. I'm on 1%, so I'm definitely going to die. If you have any questions, please message me on the chat. You can call me whenever you want. And if you're not clear on this, Lucy, I know you joined late and we haven't got Chloe or Gwen on. If you're not clear, then please watch this whole video. Rebecca will get it onto the Healthy and Empowered YouTube, and she will post it in our chat and on our Facebook group, Please Specs, so that everyone can see it if they want to see it. And let's just really do this. You really owe it to yourself, so let's just really do this. I'm here to help all of you and support you, and I can't wait to see the results that we get. Don't expect results overnight. It could take 80 days. It could take 12 days. So just be patient, be committed, and be really, really consistent. Okay? Bye, guys. Love you all so much. I speak to you all soon. I'm going to charge my phone. I'll speak to you all soon.
Bye.
Bye.